In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Cayosoft Suspend. This can be done on the server where Cayosoft Administrator will be installed, and it's a requirement for Cayosoft Administrator. Or you can do this on an administrative workstation. So first things first, when I log into my Windows server or my workstation, I have some prerequisites. I absolutely have to have Active Directory users and computers, and some other key components, but the system will tell me what I need to install and install them automatically for me. Once I've installed this, there are two objects that get loaded into Active Directory for display purposes. These are not schema extensions, these are simply two display specifiers. And if you go to the Cayosoft Knowledge Center, you can find more information about the permissions required. Just search permissions required for Cayosoft Suspend. So I've downloaded the Cayosoft Common Install from cayosoft.com/download. I'm going to click New Install, and now I have a couple of choices. If I'm going to be just simply working with Active Directory, I can use the first two icons, on-premise only or hybrid. If I'm going to be doing Office 365 suspends, this is not the product to do that. Cayosoft Administrator has that capability built in, and actually can do suspends without this particular component. I'm going to be working in hybrid, so I'll click hybrid. We have a first icon here which walks you through what is required, but we also have a check tool that will check the workstation and make sure everything is that's needed is installed. So I'm going to run the requirements check. I need to have the Windows Management Framework 5.1 or later. I also need to have the Windows PowerShell module for Active Directory, which is also included here, and I must have the Windows Remote Management tools. Those pieces are either installed from the server or they are installed through this Windows Management Framework first item. The other components here are for Office 365, so everything under optional components I don't need. Now that I've made sure that's installed, I'll go ahead and close. I'll go ahead and click Next because I don't need a service account for this tool. And I'll click Install Cayosoft Suspend. Next, it'll ask me to proceed. It gives me a little update here that it's a 64-bit version. I happen to be installing on a Windows 2016 server. I'll go ahead and click Next. Now, when I go to install this, I have to be logged in with administrative rights on the local computer. And if it's the very first time I'm installing it, I have to have domain admins or enterprise admins permission on Active Directory so that we can install those objects, those display specifier objects. And again, if you go to the Cayo knowledge base and search Cayosoft Suspend Permissions, you'll find the article that explains all that. I'll go ahead and click I accept the license agreement and Next. I'll click Next on the confirmation for full name and organization. I get the option to link directly to that article. So I could jump right to it. That's the one I was talking about a moment ago. In this case, I'm also going to install the command menus locally for Active Directory Users and Computers console. I'll go ahead and click Next. I'll click Install. It'll take a few seconds. It's done. I'll go ahead and click Finish. Now, how do I know that it's actually installed? I'm going to click the Server Manager. I'll click Tools. We'll come on down to Active Directory Users and Computers. I'm going to find a test user. I'm going to right-click on that user, and I should have the suspend command. When I click suspend, I should get a menu, which is giving me options to perform specific tasks to perform the suspend. If I'm going to be using suspend across my organization, it's important to understand that if I want to launch the Active Directory component from a particular workstation, I have to install it on that workstation. And so each copy of Active Directory Users and Computers where you have an administrator connecting to that and you want them to be able to suspend things, you'll have to install this tool. And once I've made all the setting changes that I want, I simply click Submit and it will suspend that object. The object retention section and the future suspend or suspend on schedule are not effective without the Cayosoft Administrator product also being installed. And then from the main menu, simply clicking the runbook that sets up the monitoring components for that allows you to very quickly configure Cayosoft administrator to watch for those actions that have been done in the Active Directory Users Computers console. And once it detects those, it'll perform based on the dates and times that are specified in those sections. So this concludes the installation of Cayosoft Suspend.